Well, ladies and gentlemen, looks like they finally have done it. Alan Wake 2 is now finally, after God knows how long, starting to pull a profit. They dragged their feet across the finish line, and now we get to do an update video and inform all of you that Alan Wake 2, the SBI video game, is officially in the green and is now turning royalties and making money. Congratulations to Sweet Baby Inc. However, unfortunately, it doesn't mean that Remedy as a whole is making money, because Remedy apparently, even though they are making money finally on Alan Wake 2 and drag their feet all the way to the finish line, it doesn't matter because the company as a whole is still operating in the red. So let's get into this article, guys, from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So the headline reads, Alan Wake 2 has finally started turning a profit after Sweet Baby Inc. ruined sales, but Remedy is still operating in the red. You know what the thing is? It's not even just SBI that ruined sales. I think obviously the connection with SBI definitely hindered the game and its growth. But I think what really hurt their sales was the fact that they tried to stay as exclusive to Epic Game Store as possible. The fact that you cannot get Alan Wake 2 on Steam is a major turnoff for a lot of PC players that would have jumped on this game immediately with or without SBI, simply because they were fans of Alan Wake 1, right? Or even the DLCs. I think that genuinely really hindered sales for this video game and was the reason why it dragged its feet to the finish line. But it says that Alan Wake 2, one of the Sweet Baby Inc.'s infamous gaming victims, has finally started turning a profit more than a year after launch. However, its developer Remedy, a continued SBI partner, is still operating in the red. The entire controversy of Alan Wake 2 had multiple facets. The first and main one was that Remedy Entertainment hired Sweet Baby Inc. to develop the narrative for the game. Now, okay, not to rehash everything, but just to give you a quick TLDR, obviously hiring Sweet Baby Inc. has led to certain decisions that were partaked in Alan Wake 2, right? People were complaining about the fact that Alan Wake 2 was basically half of a game that wasn't even about Alan Wake. You ended up playing someone totally different. You played an FBI agent, a black female, and people immediately thought that SBI was the reason why that happened. And to be fair, I kind of still do believe that that was the case. As much as they want to try to say that it wasn't, I think that genuinely they decided to do this. And, you know, the company Remedy is not going to be absolved from sin either. You know, the company Remedy is definitely a fairly woke company for the most part, and they probably did make the decision to say, you know what, we're going to split this from Alan Wake to someone else. We just quite don't know who. Let's hire a narrative consultancy company and let's see what ideas they can come up with to try to help us flesh out this game and come up with another protagonist. And lo and behold, you get the self-insert of Kim Belair. That's usually how it goes, because almost every single game that SBI has worked on has some sort of self-insert that looks like Kim Belair, acts like Kim Belair, and damn near talks like Kim Belair. Sweet Baby Inc. is best known for its negative impact on the video game industry. The consultancy company, as they want to put it, claims to work with developers to make games more inclusive. Actually, to be fair, they've been saying that that's not what they do, right? That they're not a DEI company, that they're not a consultancy company that focuses on diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's what they try to tell people when they're getting backlash. But the funny thing is, it's all over their website, or at least it used to be. Before they deleted everything, it used to be on their website. This is how they advertised their company years ago. And now, all of a sudden, when they get backlash, it's like, no, that's not actually what we do. It's like, no, that is what you do. Every single bit of your narrative is through the eyes of inclusivity. Everything that you write is through the eyes of inclusivity. You have admitted this. This is proven. So I don't know why we are still trying to lie about this, but, you know, that's neither here nor there anyway. Then it says, in truth, they insert agendas into the games they work on. God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and Kill the Justice League are a few good examples. Alan Wake 2 is on that same list. Sweet Baby Inc.'s influence dissuaded gamers from purchasing the sequel title, resulting in low profits for Remedy Entertainment. With sales down, the studio resulted to using bots to promote the game. This didn't work for them either. Remedy's financial statement at the time revealed the company had not regained any profits following the game's release. Now, after more than a year, it seems that Remedy is finally recouping some of those losses. So, again, there are certain games out there when they get released that there are slow burn, right? There are certain games out there that are known for having high amount of sales, right? I'll give you an example. Dragon Age Inquisition, right? Over 10 million sales. But that's over 10 million sales in 10 years, right? You're talking about over a decade. That is not something that should be celebrated. If it took you that long to sell that many copies, then it's very clear that you went the long game. You just dragged your feet all the way to the end because your game wasn't exactly good enough to make the sales in the beginning. I mean, Black Myth Wukong did all of those sales within what? A week? So that is not comparable in the slightest. But Remedy is the same kind of company. They focus on the long game. They focus on trying to get the game to be profitable years after release, and this is why they're not exactly worried about Alan Wake 2, or never were for that matter. According to Remedy's recent financial statement for the end of 2024, the game has finally begun to accrue royalties for the company. It also revealed that more than 2 million copies of Alan Wake 2 sold by the end of the fourth quarter. Their projections for 2025 are for revenue and operating profit to increase from the previous year and operating profit to be positive. Remedy Entertainment CEO Tero Vitala made the following statement. All right, so let's see what the CEO has to say. In the fourth quarter of 2024, revenue increased 13.1% from a year ago to 11.7 million euro. Development fees increased, driven by higher development fees from Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake and Control 2. By the way, if you are expecting Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake to be good, I don't know what to tell you. I really genuinely don't know what to tell you, because number one, they're probably going to make it Epic Games exclusive, which is going to be super stupid. And number two, they're going to censor the shit out of it. Are you kidding me? Like, Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake? Do you guys know that some of the shit that was shown in Max Payne would be considered triggering at modern day standards, especially the intro? Right? If everybody's played Max Payne 1, you're going to remember what the intro was. Damn near down to the baby being dead in the crib. I mean, you guys remember that scene. You really mean to tell me they're going to showcase it in the same exact manner? Of course not. They're going to censor the hell out of it. They're going to make sure that it just happens off screen or something. You know what I mean? Like little small censorships here and there. I do not have any faith in Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake. I don't. As sad as that is to say, I just don't. After playing Alan Wake 2 and seeing how the narrative was driven out in that game, I'm telling you, I do not have faith in their ability to make Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake into something good. Control 2 is a whole nother conversation, but we can save that for another day. Royalties decreased from this comparison period. By the end of 2024, Alan Wake 2 had recouped its development fees and marketing investments, meaning that Remedy started to accrue royalties towards the end of the quarter. In the fourth quarter, the operating profit was 1.4 million euro negative, improving by 11.4 million euro negative from the comparison period, in which we had a 7.2 million impairment loss from codename Vanguard. So apparently they had a video game that they were developing that ended up being a loss of a little over 7 million euro because they canceled the game or stopped making the game or whatever the case may be. They are not doing very well. Ultimately, they are operating in a negative of 1.4 million, which, to be fair, is not drastic. It's not going to close the company. It's not going to close down the studio. None of that stuff. But it's still a negative operating cost. In layman's terms, Remedy's revenue increased by 13.1% in Q4 of 2024, reaching 11.7 million, largely due to development fees from Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake and Control 2. However, royalties were lower than previous year, despite the involvement of SBI. Alan Wake 2 finally broke even and recouped its development and marketing costs, meaning future sales would generate profit. Despite this, Remedy still reported a 1.4 million operating loss for the quarter, though this was a significant improvement from the previous year's 11.4 million deficit, which included a 7.2 million impairment loss from a project called codename Vanguard, suggesting financial difficulties or a major shift in that project. In other words, Remedy is almost profitable, however, they might not be for long. So, congratulations, I guess, to Remedy. You guys chose to utilize SPI, and you definitely chose the hard route when it came to making money, but at least you finally broke even on Alan Wake 2. You dragged your feet, and now all those sales that you're going to make on Epic Games at a small sale price should eventually lead you to gaining some royalties. Not much, but it should lead you to at least making some money. But unfortunately, you are still operating at a more than $1 million operating loss, so you got a little bit of ways to go before you can finally say you are somewhat profitable again after all of your mistakes that you have made recently. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.